Hi everyone, this is Smriti. Welcome to QA automation classes. So today we are continuing with our Linux session. So for today, I have planned the few commands to cover. So today we are going to cover the files and its related commands like cat, touch, and rm. So okay, let's see. So what is a file? The file is a collection of the related information. Okay, and the most commonly used command in the Linux is cat actually. So this means the cat means concatenation. Okay, and this command is used to create the file, display the content, and append content to the existing file. This is nothing but the concatenation, right? So apart from the concatenation, this cat command can be used to create the file and display the content. Okay, so so let's start with the creating the file. Okay, so how to create a file, let me view content. Okay, so we'll go over this after the creation is done. Okay, and I think concatenate view. Cool. So let's start with the creating a file. So how to create a file? So as you guys know, for creating the file we can use the cat command. Okay, so cat, then put the greater than symbol, and then use the name of the file, what which file you want to create. Okay, so when you write this command, right, cat greater than file.txt, this greater than and less than, these are known as the double greater than, these are known as the redirectional operators. Okay, in the Linux. So here let's see. Okay, so here, sorry, so let's see, I'm inside the Phoenix, inside directory 1. Let me type pwd. So home Phoenix directory 1. Let me navigate to directory 1, and as you can see there is one file called file1. Okay, and we have some content inside this. I'll show you. This is a file generated to the cat cmd. Okay, so let me create one more file through the cat command. Cat, I have told you, greater than, okay, file2 dot txt, hit enter. So when you say hit enter, so what happens? So the console or the prompt, right, it will ask you to enter some content to this file. Like there won't be any interactive message, but here you can see, right, the dollar symbol is not coming. That means it is expecting the user to input some content to the file to .txt. So now I'll start writing, this is another file created by command. Okay, so now we are done, and now I want to come out of this one. So for that, use Control D. Okay, so when you say Control and D, what happens? It will come out of this terminal and it will show the original prompt. Okay, now you can see, right, I came out and here the dollar symbol is displayed. So now I can start entering new commands. Okay, so now let's see whether this file2.txt got created or not. So for that one, let's type ls. So you can see we have the file1.txt as well as file2.txt, right? So this file2 is just now got created, and let's go to the directory and see the file2 is also created, right? Let's open it and see, this is another file created by the cat command, right? This is what we have given in the console, right? Cool. Okay, so now this is the first command we completed, how to create a file and add the content to the file. Now second command is cat file.txt greater than file2.txt. So what it is going to do, create a new file by copying the existing file content. Okay, so now you have a source file and you want to make a copy of that file. So for that one we can directly use the cat command and then source file name and greater than and then destination file name. Let's see, cat, okay, So I have file1.txt and file2.txt. Let me say file1.txt, okay, greater than file3.txt. So here what I'm trying to achieve, so with the help of the cat command, I want to create another file called file3.txt whose content should be exactly like that of file1.txt. Hit enter. Okay. Now see, ls, yes, file3.txt got created. Just go to the folder and see, yes, it's created. Let's see. This is a file generated through the cat cmd. If you see the file 1 also, both are the identical content, right? This is file 1 and this is file 3. See here, this is a file generated through the cat cmd, right? Both are same. Okay. Now let's go to the next command. Okay. So now what we did, the content of the one file we copied into the another file and created the destination file. So similarly, what we can do, we can merge like multiple files, and the output we can put into a single file. So here what I can do, let me merge the content of all these three files. Okay, file1.txt, file2.txt and file3.txt, and then create another file called file4.txt. Okay, so how to do that? Cat. Okay, so let me mention file1.txt space file2.txt space file3.txt, then greater than. So I want all of this content to be uh, appended to the new file name file4.txt. Now hit enter. Okay, now say ls. Can you see the file4.txt got created here? So let's go here and see what is the content of this file4.txt. If you see this file4.txt, it contains all the content from file 1, then file 2, file 3. Okay, so from file 1 it got, this is a file generated through the cat cmd. Okay, I show you, this is a file generated through the cat cmd, right? This is fine. Then now second, the second line is what, uh, this is done. This is from the first file. Now the second file, so that it will be easy. So this is another file created by the cat command. This is the second line, right, from the file 2. Let's go to the file 2 and see, it is that the content. This is another file created by the cat command. Yes, that is the content. Now see the file 3. This is a file generated through the cat cmd. This is nothing but the file 3 is copied from the file 1, right? So again the same line we will see in the output. Okay, this is a file generated through the cat command. Okay, so initially when you saw, the content was like this, right? So all the file, whatever the content was there, all the file, they were merged together. So if you see, there is no space also. This is the end of the first file's content, and the second file's content started immediately after that. Okay, there is no space and all, right? So this is how it merged and it created this file, right? I don't want to say whatever original was there, let it be there, right? Okay, so now you guys knew, right, like how to create, right, how to create the new file, how to create a new file by copying the content of another file, how to merge the multiple file and create a new file, right? Hope everyone is clear now, right? Okay, so now displaying, right? So displaying, and so go here. So now let's see, concatenate. Okay, so I already have a file, and there is some content is added to it, and now what I want to do, I want to add some more content to the existing file. So for that we can use greater than, greater than. Okay, so if you use this redirectional operator, greater than, we will be able to append the content to that file. Okay, so let's see. cat greater than, let me add something to file1.txt. So enter. So now say appending random text to file1.txt. Okay, now control D. Okay, now come out of the screen prompt, and now the file1.txt is already there, right? So now let's go see file1.txt. Can you see the content here? This is a file generated through the cat cmd, and now whatever we have appended, right? Appending some random text to file1.txt. Whatever the value we have passed here, that value is exactly present there, and it got appended. It didn't overwrite, it got appended. So double greater than, what it does, it appends the content to the existing file. Okay? So whatever file's content is there, after that it starts appending the rest of the stuff whatever you are giving from the prompt. Okay, hope everyone is getting what I'm teaching, right? Thank you. So now let's explore the view part. Okay, so how to view the content with the cat command. Okay, so now what we did, we have created the files and we have appended to the files. Now if you want to see the content, how we saw, we went to the folder or the directory and we have opened the file directly. So since this is the Windows, we could do that, right? But when you work in a Linux environment, okay, and there you don't have the GUI, right? So what you need to do, you need to see all the output on your console itself. So how to do that? So that is also done in the with the help of the cat command. Okay, so now you say cat, you want to see the content of the file2.txt, hit enter. Okay, so when you say cat and the name of the file, what it does, it gives the content or it prints the content of that particular file. We can use less than operator as well. Let me try the less than operator. Okay, see, okay, both are same. Whether you use less than operator or you don't use, you are going to get the content of that particular file on the console. Okay? This is how you are going to print the content. Okay, so let's see, like this is how you printed the content of a single file. Suppose you want to see the content of the multiple files. So there what you need to type, cat file2.txt, file3.txt, then say file4.txt. I want to see the content of all these three files. Okay, enter. Now you can see, right, the content of file2.txt. So this is a file generated through the cat cmd. Okay, and this is a file generated through the cat cmd. This is another file created by the cat command. This is a file generated through the cat command. Okay, so this is how you are going to get the output, all the output without any separator in between them. Okay, make sense, guys? Okay, so now let's explore few options. So the option is called as the cat hyphen n. Okay, so let's see, cat n c c file 4.txt. Okay, so there is only one file, one line, sorry. So this is a file generated through the cat command. So this is the content of that file 4.txt, and if you see here, so there is only one line is there, right? So let me go and update the that file 4.txt. Okay, so this is only one line. Okay, delete this. So suppose I have three lines here, okay, in file 4.txt. So here, let me go here Let me again view the content of the file for.txt with -n option. So if you see, so all those three lines are being displayed here. This is a file generated through the cat cmd appending random text. Cat command is cool. If you don't give -n, there will be no line numbering. Okay, it's directly going to display like this. Hope everyone is clear, right? Okay. So now the last command. Last command is like what we can say, the star wildcard, right? So you guys know about the wildcard. So you substitute anything, anything like any text, anything is there, it will substitute that value. So now here what I'm trying to do, I want to see the content of the all txt file in that particular directory. So I'm inside the directory 1 and there are a few files we have created, right? File 1, file 2, file 3, file 4. So now I want to see the content of all these files. Okay, but I don't know what are the name of the files. Suppose there are some thousand files or something, like you cannot type all the names all the time, right? So in that case, if you want to see the content, what you need to do, you just use the regular expression here. Okay, so let's see, cat star dot txt, hit enter. Okay, so it's gonna, this is a file generated to the cat. Yeah, this is gonna list out all the file related content, whatever the content is applicable to, available to each and every of the file. It is going to give all those in the console. Okay, this is how you can use the regular expression. Hope you guys are clear on the topic. If you guys have any questions or you want to know any option in detail, just let me know in the comment section. I'll get back to you. So now we're coming to the touch command. Okay, so what is this touch command? So we already saw this cat command, right? So then why again the touch command? Okay, so this touch command is used to multi-stamping file. Okay, so multi-stamping means the timestamp, right? You have to attach a timestamp to a particular file. Okay, and when you create the files with the help of the touch command, there won't be any content inside. So all the, suppose you are going to create 5 files, then all of them will be empty files. Empty 5 files are going to get created. So let's see. Okay, it's just a simple command. They will ask in the interview how to create the multi-stamping file. So you say it's the touch command. Okay, so let's say touch demo1, demo2, 3, demo4, hit enter. Okay, let's try ls. Again, you guys can see demo1, demo2, demo3, demo4. Okay, so if you want to see the content of each file, let's try cat demo1. What is that? Nothing. The same file, right? Similarly, if you type cat demo2, demo3, demo4, empty. Nothing is there, right? With the help of the touch command, we can see or we can create multi-stamping files. Okay, so I'll show you what is that multi-stamping. Try ls l long listing format. So can you guys see here, like all the files I have created now, that is the demo1, demo2, demo3 and demo4, right? Can you see the timestamp for them, right? The timestamp is same, 942, 942, October 16, 942. So with the same timestamp, we could able to create the multiple files, right? So there is one option with this touch command. Okay, hypername. I will hypername. Yes. So let's try that. Touch hyphen demo 3. Okay. Now let's hyphen L. Now you can see, right? So if you see for the demo 3, the timestamp got updated to 9:44. If you see here, this is 9:44, right? So this is the time. So I accessed this file at this particular system time. So what happened? It got updated to that particular timestamp. Others remained the same. Okay? So here it says change the modification time of the file with the system, right? Okay. So now coming to the most important command, that is known as the rm command. Okay. So what does this rm command do actually? So rm, right? As the abbreviation, like it is abbreviated for remove. Okay. So this command is used to remove the files and directories. By default, it doesn't delete the directories, but if you want, there is one option. If you use that with rm command, it will delete the directories as well. Okay. So So this rm command for file can delete empty as well as the non-empty file. But in case of the rmdir, we saw if the directory is empty, then only we can use rmdir command to delete that particular directory. But with case of the file, we can use rm command to delete empty as well as the non-empty file. Okay. This is one difference when you use rm command with respect to directory and with respect to file. Okay, this is one of the important interview questions. Okay, so let's see. So now rm demo. So what here we are going to do, so before going that, let me quickly show you what are the options applicable to the rm command. So rm hyphen help, go there and see. So many different options are there. Hyphen f hyphen I, prompt before every removal, caps I, prompt once before removing more than 3 files, or when removing recursively less intrusive than the minus I, while still giving the protection against the motion trace. Okay, fine. So you should be very careful around this. Hyphen R, okay, and then hyphen T, remove the empty directories. Hyphen V, verbose, explains what is being done. Okay, so there are two things, guys. Okay, so this I, right, the I is for the interactive perspective. Like if you are trying to do some operation, if you type option I, then it will ask you, okay, for the confirmation. So I'm going to do this operation, is it okay? So if you say yes or no, Y or N. So similarly, verbose, what it going to do, it is going to explain, like, okay, I deleted this file. If you are using the rm command, then verbose is going to say, okay, I deleted this file. So that's the difference, like I and the V. Okay, so let's start, guys. So let's see how to delete a particular file. So let me see. ls, what are the files available here? Demo 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this demo 1 to demo 4 all are the empty files. Okay, let's go ahead and delete one of them. Rm demo 1, hit enter. Now try ls. Can you guys see demo 1 here? No, because it got deleted in the previous step. So the rm command, we deleted the demo 1. So now if you want to go and see here, you cannot see the demo 1 file, right? Because it got deleted through the rm command. Now deleting the multiple files. Okay, so let's, before multiple files, let's do this interactive hyphen I option. Okay, so rm hyphen I, let me delete demo 2. Okay, hit enter. So since it is a interactive prompt, so what it is going to say, it's showing me a message, remove a regular empty file demo 2. So it is asking the user, okay, you want to delete this file and this file is empty, that also it is saying empty file demo 2. So if I'll say no, I'll say n and hit enter. So what will happen? So it's not gonna delete the demo 2. If you want to see ls, you can see the demo 2 should be there, right? It's still present there, right? Here also you can see. But if you want to delete, what you are going to do, rm hyphen I demo 2, hit enter. Rm remove regular empty file demo 2, you say yes and hit enter. Okay, done. Now see ls. So when you say ls, you cannot see the demo 2 because it's been already deleted through this command, right? rm-i demo2. Okay, if you see here, demo3, demo4 and all other files are present. Go to the directory and see demo2 is already deleted, right? Cool. This is how the I option is going to work. It is going to show you some message, okay, and when you say you have to take action on that message, okay, whether you have to say yes or no. Okay? So then let's do remove the multiple files, okay. rm-i demo3 comma demo4. Okay, hit enter. So it is asking remove regular empty file demo3. I'll say yes, hit enter. Then again it will ask remove regular empty file demo4. I'll say yes, hit enter. Now if you see ls, you will see those files are deleted. 3 and 4 both are deleted.